Hi, I'm Diane Marie Collins, and you have entered the DM Zone. The DM Zone recently went on the road to the Sedona International Film Festival in Sedona, Arizona. We visited with Ed Asner. He was live on stage in Oxymoron, and Richard Dreyfuss in a movie called The Lightkeepers, a wonderful romance set in 1912. We then visited with Ashley Wren Collins and her partner Sean Bennett in a fun movie called Chasing Taste about a film critic who loses his sense of taste and smell. Then Sean Lackey and Kevin Farley were in a fun movie called The Yank about an Irish American who finds out he may not be as Irish as he thinks. Lots of fun, great humor. You really need to see that movie. Also, serious topics were covered at the festival: Alzheimer's, water shortage, peace, and immigration reform. These movies, documentaries, and shorts were rooted in peace, lost music, the immigration paradox, and Slingshot. It was a wonderful time being able to visit with these creators, young, old, it didn't matter. The thing that was similar about all of them, the passion that they felt for their craft. If you've never attended the Sedona Film Festival, the Sedona International Film Festival, you really need to. It is a must-see. It's exciting and fun, parties, movies, live theater, everything combined. I hope you find the time to put it on your list soon. Let's watch these interviews now, okay? Hi there, I'm Diane Marie Collins, and you have entered the DM Zone. We are waiting for the arrival of Richard Dreyfuss. We are here talking about his movie, The Lightkeepers. This is a great story about two curmudgeons, one young and one old, that are lightkeepers. It's a period piece. It's in 1912, and so I'm excited to learn from Richard what drew him to the film, what it was like to do a period piece, and how that journey was for him. He's also a big advocate, he's a big advocate of teaching civics to school students, and I'm passionate about that, because if we don't know how our government works, how can we become involved? So here he is, we gotta go, bye.
Oh, it was so romantic. I mean, the guy was such a romantic fool, and so was the young boy. And there was something very, I don't know, 19th century about it. And we had a ball. I had a ball playing that guy. I've done, I did a story about Captain Dreyfuss in France, the Dreyfuss affair. That was in the 1890s. And I once played Billy the Kid, and rather poorly. And, well, I always loved the idea that love does not just belong to youth. And talking about middle-aged love can be as enthralling as young love. So. Now, that's a good question. First of all, there may be a third, and if they did find it, because it's in the your brochure, it's a film I've never seen, and it's a film that's a complete departure for anything I've ever done. So I'm intensely curious to see whether they got their hands on it. But at the time, it never made it out of Australia. And it's called The Old Man Who Read Love Stories. And it's about half Indian, half white in the Amazon, who is called upon to kill a jaguar who has been killing humans. And it turns into a magical experience. And it's a film I made about 10 years ago, 15 years ago, And it was just, I asked, when he came to see me, I said, why did you send me this film? I don't get it. And he said, oh, I thought you could play anything. And I think that meant I was cheap. And, but I did it. And I had a rather ferocious time doing it. It was all made in French Guiana. And French Guiana is not at the top of anyone's river cruise list or great hotel travels. And as a matter of fact, in French Guiana, you can buy any piece of food or can of food, frozen meat, ice cream, and somewhere on it, it will say, expired 1981. So, be warned. Also, Devil's Island is there, and my relative, Dreyfuss, was imprisoned on Devil's Island, and going there was amazing, amazing. So, I've never seen this film, and I'm looking forward to it if they haven't. We hadn't really known each other. What happened really was that Ray Stark was making a film. Neil and Ray were already making a film called Bogart Slept Here, which was starring Bobby De Niro. And it was really the story of what happened to Dustin Hoffman when he became a star, all the troubles that happened to him. One day a friend of mine called me and said, they fired Bobby De Niro. I said, bullshit. No one's gonna fire Bobby De Niro. They fired him. And then within 10 hours, people told me that I had gotten the job, they told me my price, they told me when we were starting. So I finally decided to call the producer of the film and said, is there any reason for me to be talking to you? And he said, no. And we hung up, and that was that. And then about 6 months later, Ray said to me, we want you to do Bogart Slept Here. And I'm thinking, I'm a little too young for it, and maybe I'm not right, and I'm kind of giving him a negative. And then Neil and Marcia came over, and they're asking me, and I'm still being a little schmuck. And I finally said to myself, Neil Simon and Marcia Mason and Ray Stark are standing in front of you telling you to do this. Don't be a schmuck. And I said yes. So then we did a reading. And we were not halfway through the reading when I said to myself, this film will not get done. Because it didn't work. As a script, it didn't work. Because no matter what, the guy could be an alcoholic, the guy could be a wife beater, the guy could be whatever his troubles are, you can't empathize with him because he's a movie star. If he's a movie star and he's sitting on the curb bawling, you go, oh, how bad could it be? You know? And that's exactly what Neil thought when the table reading was over. But he said, but I have an idea. And 2 weeks later, he handed us The Goodbye Girl. And The Goodbye Girl is the prequel to Bogart Slept Here. And Marcia and I had clicked so well, there was no question about it. And it was the happiest set I was ever on. I never knew that you were supposed to love people as much as you did while we made this film. I was coming out of an airport not long ago, and I heard someone yell, "Say Parador." And I said, "I love your valleys, I love you." It was fun.
Such a great movie, man.
Making people laugh is like, it's a gift. It's a two-way gift. It's great for the actors, great for the audience. There's nothing better than to, you know, make people crack up. No, not really. You know, Jaws is a film that has great stories, more great stories, and Close Encounters, and And The Goodbye Girl was the first film that I consider mine, and Mr. Holland is mine. And I have what I set out to have when I was 9 years old. I told my mother I was going to be an actor, and she said, don't just talk about it. And I wanted to have a body of work that I could be proud of. And I had a lot of patience. I didn't hurry myself. I learned on TV for 11 years. And then I started doing features, and I had always been doing theater. And I knew that at a certain point, I was doing the show in New York in 204, and on the day that it closed, I came out of the theater, I crossed the street, I turned around, and I saw them taking my name down from the marquee, and I felt closure. I felt like I had done it.
I told you you would enjoy those interviews. I had so much fun at the Sedona International Film Festival. And remember, you have been in the DM Zone. Come back soon.